Hello everybody, Skywarp33 here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys my brand new Fnaf 1 Freddy puppet. Now, before any of y'all go down there commenting and stuff, this might possibly turn into like the biggest debate I've ever seen. More than Lulbit's gender, more than Funtime Foxy's gender. It's the fact that I gave him upper teeth. I know, it's pretty crazy. My explanation on to why he has upper teeth when he canonly does not, because I looked it up after people told me he did not have upper teeth, was because I was copying the action figure when I was building this guy, because it's easier to go off a physical prop trying to recreate something rather than off of a 2D image. So I was like, hey, I already own the Fnaf 1 Freddy action figure, I might as well use that to make him. So then when I was nearly done with the puppet, I posted a little sneak peek with him being all cool, spooky looking, and then people were like, yo, he don't got no upper teeth, dog. That's exactly what they sounded like too. And I was like, hold up. So I looked it up, and they were right. He doesn't canonly have upper teeth, but with the Freddy toy, if you look at that, he's got exactly 4 upper teeth right there. It's not gonna focus, but in my defense, I was copying this guy, which does have upper teeth, and I gave him upper teeth. So the reason I didn't take his upper teeth away is because I actually like how he looks with upper teeth better than he does without upper teeth. So I just kind of like how he turned out with the teeth up here rather than getting rid of them. So that's why he's got upper teeth. So if you comment, why does Freddy have upper teeth? You clearly have not watched the video yet. Alright, on to the showcase part, I guess. Woo! Don't need that guy no more, because he sucks. Okay. Alrighty guys, so this puppet's kind of been in the works for a while now. I got his nose and jaw done for quite a while, but then I decided to work on other things for a while, but then I was like, well, now I finally got him done, I can make a video on him. So that's kind of what happened. So as you can see, this is what his mouth ended up looking like. He does have upper teeth, I know we talked about that. I gave him a little endoskeleton mouth on the inside. I wasn't really 100% sure how many teeth the endoskeletons have, so I just gave it 4 on both top and bottom, as you can kind of see. It is a little raised platform in there and on the top, but the back is just the wall painted there, so when he's going fast you can't really even tell. But yeah, I'm really happy with how he turned out because I'm pretty sure I got the shape of his head really well done. I was really worried that I wouldn't be able to get the shape correctly, or the shape made correctly, because his head is surprisingly complicated for being like one of the more simple characters, but it's just because it's like a weird shape, and I'm pretty happy with how he ended up turning out. But yeah, so he's got little freckles on all sides, his big old nose, yeah, that's the best squishy noise I can make for that. His eyes I'm pretty happy with. They ended up filling up the little eye holes I made pretty well, which wasn't on purpose, but he has rounded eyes. A lot of people would probably say, why are his eyes small? But again, I'm gonna go to the action figure and said I made them roughly to the same scale as the action figure's eyes, so I'm pretty sure he looks good, but whatever, I can't change everyone's mind. And then he's got his cute little top hat up here, which is made out of cardboard, and along with his ears, which are attached by popsicle sticks that are painted silver and all that. The back of his head is pretty bland, but I'm really happy with how I did the seams on the side. You can't really see them very well, and I think it just blended a whole lot better. You can kind of see them a little bit, like right there and like right there, but like it just blends in really well, and it makes me happy. This is the underside. We'll see if we can get, there we go. So right here is the batteries for the light that lights up his eyeballs. This is the switch. I just sort of give it a click. When it turns on, you can't really tell that it's on unless I remove his actual eyes, so I'll show you guys that in just a second. I tried something a little different for the bottom jaw here. Normally I would put like a black strap there and put my thumb under it, and I was planning on doing that, but when I cut this part out of the actual head, it ended up being where my thumb actually fits just underneath it anyway, so I'm able to control his mouth pretty easily like this. And because my thumb kind of hooks under this, I'm still able to raise and lower it even if it's upside down. So I was like, hey, that kind of works. It's a little different, so might as well give it a whirl. But yeah, so So like I said just a second ago, his eyeballs are removable. So if I push on this one, it kind of comes off, and then they just sort of come out. So he can be all sorts of spooky Freddy like this, where he's like nothing but darkness, or I can turn on his eyeballs, and then he's got little pinpoints in there, which I think look really good. I'm pretty happy with how they turned out. It's another one of those, what's the word? Illusions, I think it would be called, where the pinpoints aren't actually moving, but they're just sort of set a little further back in his head, so that when his body moves, it looks like he's looking at you, but in reality, it's just an optical illusion how he's like tracking you. If you guys want me to, I was thinking I might make a tutorial on how to make a Fnaf 1 endoskeleton that has this feature, just so that you guys kind of can figure it out and then you can make your own puppets from there. I was thinking the Fnaf 1 endoskeleton because I kind of wanted to make one, plus it's a really simple character, so it wouldn't be too hard to make a tutorial on that one. I don't normally do tutorials for characters because a lot of my stuff is trial and error, so I don't really have a good way of being like, oh, do it this way because I know what I'm doing, because I don't know what I'm doing most of the time. But yeah, so the way his eyes attach they are actually glued onto this popsicle stick, which has a magnet glued in there, and then there is a magnet right in here, and when I push it through, they just sort of magnetize in place. If I want to take them out, I just sort of pull on them and they come right out. Fun fact, he can actually wear his eyes like glasses, which is funny because the magnet works from the outside too, but then you see the little black bar between his eyes. Plus he can kind of look like this. Yeah. Alrighty guys, now for some size comparisons with my other puppets. Let's get into it. So first off is Golden Freddy here, who is the very first official puppet that I made that also probably is the best one with the eye tracking. I personally really like how his eyes look just because they're able to track really well. It's the exact same way I did it with Freddy here, where pretty much it's like an optical illusion where the light comes out and it looks like he's staring at you, but all it really is two pinpoints inside of a cardboard head. But I think they look really cool together. As you can kind of see, this is Five Nights at Freddy's 1 Freddy, and this is Five Nights at Freddy's 2 Withered Golden Freddy. And yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to make a withered golden, or I'm not sure if I'm going to make a withered regular Freddy like this guy. I was thinking if I do end up needing like a golden Freddy or something that's like FNAF 1, I might try to do some special effects and just change the color of this guy through editing and stuff and see how that works. But yeah, so next up we've got Five Nights at Freddy's 2 regular Freddy or withered Freddy. So this guy is probably my least favorite puppet I've ever made, just because I really don't like the way he looks, and his bottom jaw ended up being so large that it's really hard to lip sync properly with him, especially if the song is moving fast, because his mouth is so big, it makes it really hard to lip sync things. All I really did to make this guy was I just tried to make Golden Freddy just larger, and then I made him look like regular Freddy, because I was like, oh, I should start making puppets larger so that I can use them as actual props. But then when I made him larger, it made it so that he is a lot harder to actually lip sync to different things. So I just really don't like how he turned out. So that's why this guy has kind of been resting just below the line of sight for all of these videos. So that's where he's been. But in comparison with my new Freddy, that's Five Nights at Freddy's 1, I really like this guy a whole lot more because he's not only accurate, but I also made him small enough so that I can move his mouth really easily and not have to worry about lip syncing. But yeah, so that's kind of a little comparison between the two Freddys. I did use the same color fabric for both of them, mainly because I had a lot left over from this guy. I did use the Springtrap tan for this Freddy, this one right here, this Freddy's nose, rather than trying to paint the nose like this guy, which I just think looks a whole lot better. Now I know he's not technically supposed to be this dark of fur or whatever, but I just kind of like the way it looks, plus I was reusing old materials that I had, and I didn't want to like go out and buy another set of brown, because then that would be like, if if I count the tan, that would be like 3 different color browns that I have. But yeah, so I'm pretty happy with how this guy looks in comparison to this one. So this guy, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to keep him in case I ever need to do FNAF 2 stuff, but this guy's going to be on the back shelf where you can see him, and this guy's going to be just below the line of sight like always. So, alrighty guys, I think that's going to wrap up today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to subscribe and suggest other characters. Does not have to be Five Nights at Freddy's. If you have like a different character that you think I could probably make, feel free to suggest it. I'll try to look up different characters depending on what they are. If they're really complicated characters like Sister Location or Nightmare Animatronics, I probably won't do them just because I've already got a lot of other projects in the works, not only including Springtrap, trying to finish him up, and other things like that, but I've got like anime stuff I'm trying to work on as well. So, with that much being said guys, please follow me on Twitter. I had to write it down because I wanted to remember, because I'm trying to get verified over on there. I don't think it's probably going to work for a while, but I would love it if you guys would follow me on Twitter, at Skywarped33. If you're curious, my handle is pretty much the exact same thing for every website that I have. If it's not on there, that means I don't have it. And yeah, so with that much being said, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to check out our Discord. I'll put a link in the description. And yeah. God bless. I hope you have a wonderful day. See you on the next one. Bye-bye now.